So another one of the ways you can work on your recall, once they've gotten to a good point with the name game and with ping pong, is to take them out into the backyard and just let them be free, but then mark and feed for any time they glance your direction or lift their head. So I've done this a couple of times with Eclair. I'll see if I can catch a few of those and then walk through how you go from there. Good girl! You might not be able to see, but she looked at me. Yours. Good girl. Free. Free. Go on. So you do enough of repetitions. Good girl. Yours. Nice. Good job. Right here. Free. So you do enough repetitions of those, and the dog is going to start offering that behavior a lot more frequently because it's paid in the past. And so once they start offering that, hey pup, what are you looking at? Good girl. Free. Once they start offering that reliably, then you can start pairing your recall cue with that, just like you would do with the down. When you introduce the verbal cue on a down, you'll say it as the dog is doing the behavior, and so you can do the same thing with this. It's a little bit more tricky logistically, but you can get it done. So I'll see if I can get her to do that. It does take time, especially in the beginning, but having really good treats will help after the first trial. What are you doing? Claire, here. Good girl. Did you find a stick? Yours? Yours? Good job. Free. Come on. Come on, drop that one. There you go. And then do enough repetitions of that, and then I'll start cueing it when the dog is not looking. But I still want to be really smart about when I cue it. So she's a really big sniffer, so I'm not going to initially cue it when she's sniffing, because she's not going to lift her head up off the ground and come to me. I'm more likely to to cue it when she is not sniffing, when her head is already up. So timing has to be good, and you have to be smart about when you... She's found a rock now. Are you bringing me a rock? Did you find a good one? Hey, you. So one of the good ways you can set it up is when you've recalled them back. Good girl! Yours. 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 Free. And then when they're on their way back out, you can try to recall them before they get too far out there. Claire, here. Good girl! Yours. 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 Good girl. Behind you. Yours. Right here. Good girl. I took the rock. Go play. And just from there, you start just baby steps, making it harder and harder and harder. There is some gambling involved, but just remember, if you call and they don't come, you don't want to repeat the cue. Just make your happy sounds and see if you can get them to come. So I'm going to take a chance here and call her. She's interested in something. Claire, here. Boop, boop, boop. Yay, good girl. Yours. Yours. Good girl. Free. Free. So she did eventually come. but it was quite delayed. So I probably wouldn't try calling her again in that scenario. She needs more repetition being called, being successful, before I try to call her again when she's that interested in something. Try to get one more good one. Claire, here. Good girl. Nice. Yours. Good girl. Free. So you notice that time I waited until her head was lifted up before I called her.